Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today it's one of my many birthday episodes.
Happy early birthday.
Yay, thank you. I feel it in my soul. I'm really excited. Alex and I are going to be celebrating basically 2 months straight of birthday months because that's what you do when you get older to make it more exciting. You just celebrate for a month.
As we should.
Yeah. So today, Alex and I are going to be tackling some stories that I got to handpick that I've been trying to get Alex to read for a while. And today I get to hear all of Alex's thoughts about how she's liked them and kind of just discuss the stories from there.
Yes.
So
now, we are starting off with Flower of Allure.
So exciting.
This was on my list.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad that you put it on your required reading for your birthday because it forced me to get around to it, put it at the top of my list. And I love this one.
I don't know how it would be physically possible for someone to dislike this one.
In no uncertain terms, they would not have made the murderer so hot if they didn't want us to love him.
He's truly perfect. Obviously, there's a lot to tackle. So, like, story-wise, specifically, to get everybody caught up, this story follows Eun. She's an arborist. She ends up watching this person murdering people in the forest. And when she tries to run away, she gets caught by him. Unfortunately, one of the people he tries to murder ends up bashing him up against the head. And he gets knocked unconscious, and she gets blamed for it by his crime family.
And I mean the brother too, the leader of the crime family. I also love him.
You know what? I hope he has a bigger role. I want to see him come back. They could just be one big happy crime family.
I would be happy with that.
Me too. Bring me in on the family. I'll be a part of your family. So basically there's an arrangement between Kiseok, the brother, and Eun saying, I won't frame you for the murders that happened in the forest if you take care of my brother while he's in a coma. And then I'll find the actual person who did it in the meantime.
Yeah.
But like keep him safe because obviously someone's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
So she's just been watching after his comatose body for 2 years until he wakes up and has no idea what's going on. And in a panic, she says that they're married.
This is probably the funniest plot line ever. Her just trying to not be intimate with him because he's like, oh, we're married. So, like, obviously we sleep in the same bed. Let's go ahead and get there. And she is like, oh, actually, we're very platonic. That's why we got married in the first place, is because we both agreed upon this, is that we were going to have a platonic marriage. And also, like, we tried it once and I couldn't feel it. And his face when she says this,
I couldn't feel it, was the wildest, most out of pocket.
I was laughing out loud when I got to that point because she didn't have to hurt him that way.
No, she didn't have to. This poor man just got out of a coma. And yeah, maybe I shouldn't be calling the murderer a poor man.
Oh my gosh. I mean, like, the whole thing is just great. And I feel like we're getting a little bit of a nature versus nurture thing where he doesn't have any memories, but he still seems to be himself, where we find out that Eun has a stalker who got her fired from her previous job and has found her at a conference and decided to stalk her again. And
I don't know that he ever stopped stalking her.
You think that he's been following her since then?
Well, I think so, because he said, I haven't seen a man around.
I guess that's true. And he does, his like catalyst for coming out of the weeds now is the fact that there is a man around.
Yeah, and he's like, well, now I need to prove that she's not actually married because I haven't seen this man.
Yeah. And I'm going to guess that he's gone now.
Gone or debilitated to the point that he will not be a threat anymore.
That's true. Did Chaeyu promise that he wouldn't kill him?
Yeah, but okay. He's a murderer.
But I think he's going to keep his promise.
Yeah, he does seem to love her.
Yeah, I think he's going to keep his promise. It might come back and bite them in the ass.
It could. Or he could bite. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know.
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Now, we have come up to a really, really interesting plot line that I'm very excited about, which is while Chaeyu is taking this stalker out and has discovered, or is kind of monologuing to the stalker and saying, you should have picked a better hiding spot. I can see that you are in this abandoned building across the street. And while he's having this monologue, taking him into the abandoned building and going to, like, severely harm him, we see another guy who seems to be obsessed with Chaeyu and was sent there by the family to watch Eon to make sure that she's taking care of Chaeyu. Mm-hmm. And I feel like he's taking it too far.
I think that this man, who we don't know yet, really, no. He's just kind of like observer number one that has been sent by this crime family to make sure that the beautiful child, aka younger brother of Kisak, is safe.
I just think that they were like, hey, go watch him just to make sure everything is going smoothly.
And he's just like us, and he's like, my pleasure. I'll watch him all day.
I mean, he is just so beautiful.
Yeah. And again, we kind of just circle back to, if they didn't want us to love a serial killer, they wouldn't have made him as perfect as he is.
They wouldn't have made him so likable.
I know. I will say this romance plot line is so great to me because it's not listed as a romance comedy. The comedy is just weaved through so seamlessly that it really is. You have the drama, you have the thriller aspects. The romance is obviously there because it's a main focus, but it does literally make you laugh out loud. And this one has had some twists in there for me where, like, these cliffhangers at the end of episodes, I'm like, I am rereading the series just to make it to the next episode.
Yeah. I mean, how could you not?
I swear. And I know that it wasn't a cliffhanger that you were left off on, but in the episode where Eun realizes she's being stalked, the stalker comes to her house. She tries to report it to the police, and they're like, sorry, you've made a false claim before.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Because you reported a murder, and when we went to investigate, there was nothing there.
I mean, that just seems a little harsh. What if the murderer took the body away?
Well, I mean, that has to be what happened. The crime family definitely covered it up.
Yeah, so how can they just say that because they didn't find a body that it was a false claim?
I mean, technically. If they found no body, is there any murder? She didn't know the name of who it was. No missing persons came through. Like, it was completely undocumented and unfounded, which is technically a false claim. Hello, former dispatcher. It's kind of the definition of a false claim. Here's the thing, though. Like, in real life, yes. Like, that doesn't mean you would stop taking anything a person says seriously. They would still do due diligence and look into everything. So, in that sense, this is very manhwa of them to be like, sorry, we're just never going to help you again because you did one thing we didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not how it works. But, I mean, for the story, it helps move it along. There's a purpose. But so when she's just completely desperate and she realizes that really what determines whether or not Chaeyu is going to wake up the next day or not is if she's there with him, because what the connection that he has to being awake and like his purpose for being awake is basically her now.
Yeah.
And so the thing that fuels him to be up is like being close together. And so she chooses to lay down in the bed after being scared by this stalker. And Chaeyu wakes up and they have that heartwarming talk where he's like, you've been going through this on your own and you woke me up for that. You like, obviously you laid down because you needed to tell me what was going on. And she's thinking to herself like, wow, I'm so selfish. Like, he's been trying to get closer and rebuild a relationship he thought was there beforehand. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting here only waking him up because I'm scared and I don't want to be by myself. And you see him, he's just like, no, you've literally done the right thing. I'm going to help you. And then as soon as he hugs her, you're like, wow, this is so sweet. It's so sentimental. And then they show just like the death glare he has as he's hugging her. And you see him from behind and he's like, I'll take care of everything. After Ms. Gee is like, oh, he's a blank slate. I'm like, no, he's not.
That's another thing that I love is that she convinced her boss / landlord to be in on this and say that, yes, this fake marriage is real.
Ms. Gee, hands down, I don't know if I've ever met a character who's more me-coded in all of manhwa. She was like, oh my God, you let a murderer in? What the hell are you thinking? And then she sees him. She's like, oh, okay. She's like, I get it now.
I also think that the reason that he's like tied to her with whatever condition he has is because when he was hit on the head, he was looking at her. And I feel like that's all tied together somehow too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last interaction he had was also with her. I mean, he's not going to remember the choking part, but she was there.
Yeah. We remember.
We remember.
Okay, do you have any theories of where this is going to go?
I really do think, and I think it's going to be like way later stage, but what I want to really see happen is for him to finally get the memories back, realize they're not married, and pretend to still have his memory lost anyway.
Because he's like, I'm living a good life.
Living a good life. She's not reported me to the police. This thing we have going, pretty good. Mm-hmm. And so why not prolong this a little bit?
But he'll probably like leave hints where if she's paying attention, she'll pick up on the fact that he has his memories back.
And then she has to decide if she wants to pay attention.
Or if she wants to confront him about it. Mm-hmm. Like, he'll never mention it. And she's going to have to be the one that's like, okay, do you have your memories back?
Yeah. And she's already asked him a couple times, but he didn't. Like, genuinely doesn't. I do think that at that moment, though, if this is how it goes, that's where that goofy observer that the family sent is going to come in. Mm-hmm. Because he's going to be like, no, he has his memories back, and he tried to kill you. And it's not fair that you guys are in a relationship because it's built on lies. And I truly love him.
Yeah.
Because for right now, he's just kind of in the background. I'm like, he's going to come back.
He's probably going to come back and kidnap her. And then Chaeyu's going to have to go and make the decision, do I want to go back to my family or do I want to save Ian?
Ugh. And what a tough decision. His brother is hot, but he's not going to think that.
He probably shouldn't.
I don't know. We've read a couple webcomics where unfortunately... But I don't want it to be this one.
No, I don't either. I really hope that he would choose her.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It seems like this is going in my favorite direction of the villain who's going to burn the entire world down to save you.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care who's collateral damage in the process.
And I love it.
That is the perfect energy.
Yeah.
Like, don't give me a villain that you want me to fall in love with and then make him not into a villain anymore. I didn't fall in love with the hero. I fell in love with the villain. Keep him a villain.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be like, oh, it's morally... No, this one, he starts out as a red flag.
Although I do think they kind of already went in that direction because the guy who he was murdering in the beginning, they said was a bad person, like was a criminal.
Yeah, sure, but they're criminals too.
But I'm just saying, like, they've already started down that path. So
I don't want them to.
When we get there, don't be surprised.
No. I kind of wanted to stay just villain coded the entire time. That's why I like the little flickers of him being like, I'm already obsessed with her. Cannot get her out of my mind. And like, he already gives off the I will burn the entire world down vibes.
Oh, yeah. I'm about that.
It is all chef's kiss.
Yeah.
The entire series, perfect. Wouldn't change a thing. No notes. I'm just enjoying this entire thing and then rereading it in between every single episode.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
It's so good. And the art is literally stunning.
Yeah, it is. It's another one of those gorgeous, gorgeous floral scenes.
Alex can confirm my new background is from Flower of Allure.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So, It's perfect. I'm so glad that you read this one now, because every week on Thursdays I'm gonna be like, Alex, did you see that?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy, right?
It's crazy. I'll have someone to talk to.
Yes.
Okay, the next one.
All right, so Secret Alliance. This was on my end of year read, so thank you for the nudge.
Yeah.
It is, I can't even. This is one where I know you are a very vocal reader. Mm-hmm. You do a lot of gasps. The gasp that I gusped.
So much gusping.
For this one. This was truly a me looking at the ghost in my room story.
Yeah.
So this one is about San. Mm-hmm. And she is a college-aged girl. She is terrified of men. Unfortunately, because her mom is horrible.
Neurotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But truly horrible. Mm-hmm. And has conditioned her for her entire life to be scared of men. She did have some bad instances with men when she was young too, but then her mom just completely went off the rails and made it worse.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get out there a little bit. She wants to get over this fear so that she can live her life as normally as possible.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, you see her kind of walking through. Everyone's trying to talk to her. They think she's so cool because she's kind of aloof and she never dates anyone. And she doesn't really hang out with a lot of girls and everyone wants to hang out with her. And then we see another girl come up to her. Her name is Yuri. And Yuri is like, oh my gosh, I want to hang out with you. Let's have lunch together. And she turns Yuri down because she's like, Yuri's really popular. She's really pretty. Mm-hmm. And if I sit down with her, then a bunch of guys are going to come sit down with us. And that's just, I can't do that.
It'll
right
draw
now.
too much attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So almost immediately, we find out that Yuri is not actually Yuri. Mm-hmm. Yuri is Yul. And he is stalking San and wants to get close to her because he is also crazy.
Yeah.
Truly, this was the wildest ride I have been on in a while. I don't even know. Okay, so.
Mm-hmm. Where do you even start?
How do you even start? So San decides that she has another friend, Hyuni, and Hyuni tells her, hey, you should go and try and work at this cafe. It's an all-girls cafe, and I think it would be good for you to get out there. So she goes, and she's, going to interview for this job as a waitress at a cafe. Mm-hmm. And while she's there, there's, a drunk guy trying to get in. And a guy named Eugen, he comes and he kind of helps her kick out this guy. Mm-hmm. And then she leaves. She's like, oh my gosh, the interview did not go well and that was a horrible experience and this is awful.
Yeah.
So she kind of goes back. She's made friends with Yuri at this point because Yuri is sticking to her like glue and also is her neighbor and also has listening devices in her house. So,
the sign of a healthy friendship.
And her walls are just covered in pictures of San.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're already starting off strong.
The stalker is successfully stalking.
Yeah. And Yuri tells San, I don't want you to work at that cafe. It's it's not safe. There's men there. It's, you shouldn't be put in that position. Mm-hmm. And she gets a text later that night saying that she got the job. She's like, oh, this is great. But she already told Yuri that she wasn't going to do it. So she kind of takes this job behind Yuri's back and goes to it behind her back. Mm-hmm. Yuri finds out pretty quickly because, again, Yuri's a stalker.
That would make it a little easy to figure it out.
Yeah. So then San starts working at this restaurant. And the chef is the guy who was kicking out the drunk guy from before, Eugen. I love him.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He's beautiful. He's a little bit of a playboy at the beginning.
Yeah.
So he helped San get this job because he wanted to almost like seduce her as a trophy to be like, I can get anyone I want. Mm-hmm. And then pretty quickly is like, actually, I don't want you. I want your friend Yuri. Mm-hmm. And so they make a deal where she's like, all right, you help me get over my fear of men, because she's not scared of him. He like is helping her really calm down. Mm-hmm. And like when he realizes that she's scared of him, he kind of backs off and he's like, okay, breathe.
Respectful of boundaries.
Yeah. So she feels really comfortable around him. She's like, I want you to help me get over my fear of men.
And then, yeah, I'll totally hook you up with Yuri.
And he's like, okay, yeah, I'll do that if you hook me up with your friend Yuri. Mm-hmm. So they say, okay, fine, whatever. So then San doesn't really like start right away getting Yuri with Eugen. And they end up all three kind of going on this date. And Yuri is trying to get rid of Eugen so that it can be a date between Yuri and San. And San is trying to get rid of herself so that it can be a date between Yuri and Eugen. Mm-hmm. And it ends up not working for anyone. Nope. No one goes on this date. So after this, Eugen starts to get like weird vibes about Yuri and is like, okay, something is going on here. And part of the problem, I think, is he's like, she hasn't fallen for me. Something is up.
That was immediately my thought. I saw it. So like as soon as Eugen's like, I have a problem with Yuri, I was like, it is specifically because Yuri's not interested.
Yeah, he's like, I can get anyone I want and she doesn't want me. What is wrong?
Yeah, like at least San, he knows. He's like, okay, but she's horrified when she's near any man.
Yeah.
So she likes me about as well as she'll like any man. So he kind of takes that as a trophy in and of itself.
Yeah.
Yuri, he's like, nah, that's weird.
Yeah. So he goes and he stalks Yuri on Facebook and finds out that Yuri looks similar in her pictures that she does in real life, but not exactly the same. Mm-hmm. And then discovers that Yuri is abroad. He's like, okay, that's weird. So he starts to do some more digging and finds out that Yuri, who he knows in real life, is actually Yol, which is Yuri's brother. So he confronts Yol about this. And when he does it, he maybe doesn't do it in the best way. He takes Yuri to a motel. They're kind of like chicken with each other. Like they're playing chicken, you know, like who's going to take off their clothes first. Like Eugen's trying to get Yuri to take off his clothes. Yuri's trying to get Eugen to take off his clothes. It's just like they're playing chicken to see who's going to give up first. And Yuri tries to give up because he's like, well, I'm a man. I can't take my clothes off because then he'll know I'm a man. But Eugen already knows. So he like starts ripping Yuri's clothes off. And unfortunately for him, Yuri was taking pictures or a video of this happening because he was going to use it as like to show San and be like, I know that you like Eugen, but look, he's a playboy. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, this has worked out even better because now it looks like you're assaulting me.
Yeah.
So you better do what I want or else I'm going to circulate these pictures around and everyone's going to think that you've assaulted a girl. So now you better get close to San and then break her heart so that she'll come back to me. So that's kind of exactly what he does. He's very conflicted. He doesn't want to do it. He's like trying to tell San that Yuri is actually Yol, but doesn't quite do it before San confesses that she likes Eugen, and then Eugen is like, no. And then she runs away, and he's like, no, it's not like that. There's a lot of back and forth. Then San is like, okay, well, I don't want Eugen to be happy because he rejected me. So I'm going to date Yuri because she thinks that Eugen wants to date Yuri. Mm-hmm. So she starts dating Yuri, moves Yuri into her place.
And Yuri's on cloud 9.
Yuri's like, this is the greatest, except for Yuri is noticing that, like, she's kind of changed her personality, is very, like, down. Mm-hmm. And she is like more distant than she was when they weren't living together.
Yeah.
And it's because she's upset. Like, she put her heart out there for Eugen, and Eugen broke her heart. And so then San has a nightmare about Yol, because we know that Yol locked her in a closet when they were younger. And so she has a bad dream about this. And when she wakes up, Yuri's gone. So she goes to the apartment next door, sees Yol, and realizes that it's Yol, and is like, oh no. And then he tries to keep her in the apartment. And so there's a fight between them. And then Eugen comes to the rescue because she got off like part of a text that was like, help me. And so he comes and he takes her away. They leave. He like beats the crap out of Yol, and they leave him there. And San doesn't want to call the police. She's like, no, let's just move on. Everything's fine. So they go back, and San starts to live with Eugen at this point because she can't go back to her own place. So this is kind of like I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stay with you for a little bit. Eugen apologizes for everything that happened, and he's like, I'm so sorry. And she forgives him for not telling her. And then she's like going to run some errands, and Yol comes back, and he gets in a fight with Eugen again. And this is the part where I gasped out loud to myself. He is standing over Eugen with a knife, and San goes back because she realizes that he was there and sees him standing over Eugen. And I thought that Eugen had died. I truly was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What? But then the next episode, you find out that actually Yol harmed himself. It was his blood all over Eugen. So they both end up going to the hospital. San kind of works out a deal with Yol pretty much. And she goes and she talks to him after he wakes up from his coma, I guess. And says, like, look, you mean nothing to me. I don't love you. I don't hate you. I have no feelings for you. So, like, you're going to leave me alone. I have all of this proof that you were stalking me for years. So if you don't leave me alone, then I'm going to take this all to the police. And then we get to see, like, very brief but beautiful story of San and Eugen being just like super happy and in love and together. It's 2 years later, and she is trying to have a relationship with her mom. Her mom is still awful, so it's not working.
Yeah.
And she got a letter from Yol that Yuri gave her to give. And she finally reads it after 2 years, and it's Yol saying, thank you for helping me move on from this. I'm going to try and live my life now. Like, I realize how obsessed and how messed up I was. And I'm just going to go live a manual labor life and, like, not love anyone anymore. And, like, thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
And that is the entire story. I loved this one so much. It was so good. I mean, it just, like, at first, it's interesting because you kind of know what would probably be a plot twist in another story from the very beginning.
Yeah.
And so the plot twists that you get throughout are just so good.
Yeah.
And once it gets like about halfway, once the second pact is made between Yol and Eugen, that's when I was like just reading nonstop. I could not put it down.
No. I mean, and you don't want to. It's a super quick read.
Yeah.
It's 45 episodes, and so this is definitely like a bingeable one.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, this one, as soon as I read it, I think I've been recommending it for like at least a year.
You have.
Yeah, probably around the same time last year.
Probably.
But as soon as I read it, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Alex needs to read these twists. Also, who wouldn't love Eugen?
I love him. I love him so much. Even when he was a playboy, I loved him.
Yeah, I loved him as a playboy too.
He also, I mean, he has that really cute moment when they kind of go on their first date that's like not a date, but a little bit of a date. And he buys her shoes because he notices that her heels are bothering her. Mm-hmm. It's just, I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
I don't even have anything else to say about it other than that it's perfect and everyone should read it.
It's so true. I will say, I know that we're on the buy freeze. I am on the buy freeze at least. But if you haven't purchased this one already, it is worth every single coin.
Absolutely. If this one came out with a physical copy, we would already own it.
Yep. 100%.
Buy freeze or not.
Buy freeze or not. Buy freezes don't exist when it's your favorite story.
All right, look, we have a system and we have to talk it out between ourselves. But if we both agree that it's something we can purchase on the buy freeze, then we can purchase it. And I think this one would pass.
Yeah, we would.
Flying colors.
Yeah, all of the permission. I'm just so happy you read these ones. And I knew it. This is like the best present for me. I knew that you'd love them. And you did.
I did.
Do you know how smart I feel? And how big of a head I'm going to have from this for so long. I'm like, yes, I did 2 recommendations. I'm not going to lie. It was a pretty low point for me when I recommended Lovesick Dog and you were like, no.
Okay, look. I have to go on record and say that after some reflection, I like the story. I do. I just cannot get behind the nickname.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, we don't all like everything about everyone. Though for us specifically, I do think that that's actually less common.
The bar is pretty low.
Yeah, the bar is usually pretty low. So when you have a qualm with something, feels pretty targeted.
Yeah. But I mean, the art of those is just stunning. I could sit and stare at the neck tattoo of the butterfly. It's gorgeous.
I mean, you don't have to tell me twice. You know how I feel about a neck tattoo.
I do, you weirdo.
It's so true. Yeah, so I'm going to be riding this high for a little while.
Yeah.
Of just being like, look at me with my wonderful recommendations.
I mean, everything you recommend is good.
Thank you. I try. We should start a podcast. Well, I'm super duper happy. I know you're going to be in for a wonderful surprise for the next reviews because I've assigned you some amazing manga to read. Mm-hmm. Very different vibes than a lot of what's going on here, but I am still very curious to hear your thoughts on this as a nice little happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to me. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining us. If you're not already following us on social media, we do post very regularly now with a lot of different content, webcomic recommendations in between our episodes. So definitely feel free to follow us there. But looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.